Investment advisory services are offered through Fusion Capital Management, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The firm only transacts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. SEC registration is not an endorsement of the firm by the Commission and does not mean that the advisor has attained a specific level of skill or ability.
Welcome to Navigating Retirement with Rick Durkee.
Welcome back to Navigating Retirement. I'm your host, Rick Durkee of the Coastal Financial Planning Group, and today I want to talk about 6 core issues a plan, a written plan, remember, helps you address in retirement. Before we get started, though, I want to make sure that you click on the subscribe and like buttons below. I'd also appreciate it if you'd share this information on this video with other retirement-ready people that you might know. So, clicking on that notes section below will give you several resources. And today I've got a special resource for you when I get into 3 of these core issues a plan helps address. So, all right, let's get started and let's talk about some of these core issues that a written retirement income plan will help you address. Number 1, income itself. Formulating a spending plan in retirement is critical. A review of your expenses, a review of your incomes coming in, and then a projection over your retirement lifetime that could be 20 or 30 years is very important. First of all, as we factor in what withdrawal rate should we take that money out? Of course, one of the biggest fears for retirees is that we spend our money too fast and we run out of our retirement assets in retirement. Remember, old and broke are 2 things you don't want to experience at the same time in retirement. Longevity is going to factor into that written retirement income plan. We're going to look out to age 100. I know a lot of you are shaking your heads right now and saying, there's no way, not me. I'm not going that long. Well, only the Lord knows how long we're going to be on this planet. And so we have to plan on longevity as one of the big risk multipliers. But don't you want to do that? Don't you want to make sure that your money lasts as long as you do? Let's go into point 2 of the 6 core issues that a plan helps you address. And don't forget, at the end of the show, I'm going to make sure and make that list of the remaining 3 that I don't have time for covering with you today, but I want to make available to you. Look for it in the notes section below. You can click and request the full list of the 6 core issues to help make sure that you plan with a written retirement income plan for retirement. Second core issue that you want to make sure that you help plan for in retirement with that written retirement income plan is your investments. Everybody wants to talk about investments, especially when the market's going up. All right. We don't want to talk about them so much when the market's going down, of course, but we really want to make sure, as we do at the Coastal Financial Planning Group here, is that we're getting better risk-adjusted returns than what you currently have in your portfolio. Now, what did I mean by that? It means, could we reduce your risk and actually get better returns on your portfolio if we factor in what withdrawal rate we're taking that money out of your retirement assets and what your spend down plan is? Now, what that spend down plan is actually an income allocation plan. And I'm going to make available to you today, for listening with us here on Navigating Retirement, a book called Income Allocation. It's a quick 100-page read. It's a paperback book. It's produced by a great friend of mine and a mentor of mine that's been in this business as long as I have. And we helped to build this book with a group of financial professionals from across the country that helped address how do we make sure that we spend down this money properly? How do we allocate that income coming to us from different taxable buckets? How do we save money on income taxes? How do we make sure that our income versus our expenses doesn't create any income gaps? And how do we guarantee that we make sure that we cover our fixed expenses in retirement with inflation to make sure that they last as long as we do? Now, click on the notes section below. You can get a copy of Income Allocation, but let me come back to investments for a minute. By analyzing the detail of the market risk that you currently have in your portfolio and what you're exposed to, we can find out what your risk-adjusted returns could be by making some slight tweaks in that plan. Request a consult with us at any time. Click on that note section below. Okay. Now, we need to also address, when we're looking at our investments, what fees are we paying for this management of this money? Are your fees fully transparent? Can you tell and calculate exactly what it costs you to get investment advice to manage that money? We need to evaluate and we need to monitor the money that we're investing for retirement. And then we need to adjust, maybe on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis, what particular investments have positive momentum. Of course, you'd want to be in more of those investments, and which investments have more relative strength against the assets that are available in the different sectors of the investment that you're in. And so how are we properly allocating in and out of those stronger investments that are doing well, that have positive momentum, and how are we coming out of the ones that maybe are providing some drag on our portfolio? A proper analysis of your risk and investments and looking for risk-adjusted returns and higher returns based on lower risk is a key in our income plan that we need to make sure that we're doing. Third, taxes. Now, I know everybody is out there shaking your head. I'll do a quick survey. How many of you think taxes are going down in the future? Dead air there. I don't think anybody's shaking their heads and saying, yeah, I think taxes are going down. I think we're probably in a tax environment where we're going to see future taxes. So mapping out how and when you utilize your various accounts in your retirement income plan can factor into how much you could possibly avoid from slipping through the cracks. And what if you stopped $1,000 a year for 20 years? That's 20 grand. That would be a big chunk of money that you could use for whatever you wanted to use, to take that extra trip around the world, to pay for a grandchild's education, or whatever your desire would be, maybe just spend more money in retirement. This is how we avoid money from slipping through the cracks and create better returns for our clients in their income portfolios and how they're taking income from their assets in their retirement portfolios. Mapping out this retirement income plan needs to make sure we keep as much of our money as possible. Make sure that we're doing some proactive tax planning. That means you're not just going to your tax planner with your tax return information every year. He's spitting out a tax return, giving you a bill, and you're not doing anything to prepare for what's coming down the pipeline based on new tax opportunities and issues that we have with rising taxes, perhaps capital gains rates going up in the future. Any of those tax opportunities that we could avoid with proactive tax planning are going to be key in the future. So those are three of the core issues that I wanted to talk with you today about. Now, the core issues we are focusing on, though, is the issues that a written income plan will help you address in retirement. I've got three more of those. I'm going to not let the cat out of the bag here. You can request those by clicking on the notes section below. That's all the time we have for today. Hope it helped you to make some sound financial decisions about your retirement. And don't forget, you can always call us at the Coastal Financial Planning Group and request an initial consult free of charge. We can do that over the phone, on a Zoom meeting, or in person here in the office. Thanks for joining us today. Join us again for another edition of Navigating Retirement.
Catch more of Rick Durkee and Navigating Retirement by visiting cfpgroup.biz.
While we believe the information in this broadcast is reliable, we cannot guarantee its accuracy. Opinions expressed are subject to change without notice and are not intended as investment advice or solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security. Please consult your financial professional before making any investment decisions. Investment advisory services are offered through Fusion Capital Management, an SEC registered investment advisor. SEC registration is not an endorsement of the firm by the Commission and does not mean that the advisor has attained a specific level of skill or ability. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes.
Fiduciary duty extends solely to investment advisory advice and does not extend to other activities such as insurance or broker-dealer services. Advisory clients are charged a fee for assets under management, while insurance products pay a commission, which may result in a conflict of interest regarding compensation.
Third-party rankings and recognition from rating services and publications do not guarantee future investment success. Working with a highly rated advisor also does not ensure that a client or prospect will experience a higher level of performance. These ratings should not be viewed as an endorsement of the advisor by any client and do not represent any specific client's evaluation. Generally, ratings, rankings, and recognition are based on information provided by the advisor. Please contact the advisor for more information regarding how these rankings and ratings were formulated.